Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 7. Today I'm finally doing another race build. This time take a look at the Nismo GT-R LM, a car which I was very excited for when it first came into Forza with Forza Horizon 3. Now it's here in Motorsport. It's one of the rare cars, although I have 3 of them right now because they gave these away for the specialty dealer, and there was also a Forzathon for them as well. So if you want one, let me know. I'll put one in the auction house for you. But yes, one of my favourite looking cars in the game, to be honest with you. I really like the GT-R LM, loved it since Gran Turismo, and yeah, this one's fantastic. This is the Keeping the Dream Alive livery. It's supposed to be red and blue, but this one's pink as a sort of dedication to the Gran Turismo 2 race mod, which allowed this car to be pink as well. So yeah, fantastic looking livery. Go find this one. I can't remember the name of the guy who did it. I can't even remember the name of the livery. But it should be pretty simple to find. Anyways, let's go ahead and build this car up. So, unlike most Nissan Skyline GTRs, this one is actually rear-wheel drive. It starts as a C-Class car, 471. I'm thinking, should we go for a B-Class build on this one? Right, best place to start, let's actually have a quick look at engine. So this, by stock, has the traditional twin turbocharged 2.6 litre. I don't know if it's enlarged for the LM road car, and we can swap 6.2 litre V8 or the 4.5 litre V8 from a Ferrari. So yeah, basically we have a choice of a GM V8 or an Italian V8, and we're not going to go for either. Although that was a popular tactic in Forza Horizon 3, because this engine has the ability to go up to 11,000 RPMs, but if you actually look at the Power and Torque figures, it doesn't make any more power once it reaches about 7,500 RPMs. That's really it, so you got to learn to throttle shift with this car. In terms of drivetrain, I'm going to leave it rear-wheel drive. I'd usually four-wheel drive swap it, but you know, we may as well embrace some of the weirdness of this car. Now I'm just wondering whether I should go for aero or not. The wing looks pretty stupid. You know what, we won't. However, we will definitely have some tyres. Of course, I'm not building this one up to spec. I don't care about spec sheets when it comes to doing these car builds. I just merely build the cars to have fun racing, because the homologation system's a little bit weird. We will have the biggest tyres possible. 315s all round. Those are some pretty hefty tyres. Alright, we are going to want brakes because this is an older car. We are also going to want suspension because that is vital. Right, now we come to the decision of what we're going to do. Actually, gearbox doesn't take anywhere as much PI off as I thought it might, so we'll have that. We will go for the differential. I'm sure this differential in this car from stock is fine, but we may as well have improvement to it. Right. I secretly do want more revs out of this thing. Holy crap, we can push it to almost 12,000 RPMs, although that is going to put us into A-Class. Do I want to change this on the fly to an A-Class build, maybe? I did the Crown Vic to A-Class. Sod it, we'll do this one to A-Class, and I'm going to do a B-Class build on something else later on. This is how these usually go. I do change my mind. I do kind of want to put big turbos in here as well, so we will do that. That boosts the power up to 504 horsepower. Right, let's actually look at some handling bits. Roll cage is apparently going to take some PI out, so we will have it. This thing weighs quite a bit, and we can't get weight reduction in it anymore. I think we'll just run this as a heavy bruiserweight and see how it gets along. I'm a little bit terrified of it, not gonna lie, with those power figures. 3,600 pounds. I'm just gonna have to try and get the weight out in any other way I can, so we will go for the clutch. And apparently we can get the driveline in for free, which is a bonus. Right, I wonder if I can get some wheels to take the PI down slightly. All these wheels seem to add weight. Yeah, if the HREs aren't taking off, that's usually a sign that this car has already got the lightest wheels it can to begin with, which would make sense because it's a road-going version of an LM car. Right, let's go with those, and we need to make up one more PI. Ooh, there we go, some more weight saving. Excellent, that'll do for me. Alright, we have 519 horsepower, 3,565 pounds of weight. Not too bad of a benchmark either. We could actually technically race this in its category. We might do that actually. I don't usually build cars to homologation spec, but I might actually do that with this one and see how it competes with other cars in its spec. I'm going to bring the gear ratios in slightly. We'll do that maybe. That looks fine to me. 4 seconds to 60 sounds good. I'm going to lower that ride height because we don't need it to be that high up. Yeah, alright, I think that's it. So 4 seconds to 60, 197 miles per hour top speed. It's pretty decent. It's not terrible. But I guess we'll see how well this one gets along. So, I have no idea what track I'm going to take this to, but wherever I take it, I will meet you there. Alrighty, so we are loading up. I decided to go for Suzuka to drive this car because, well, it's a Japanese car, so coming here to Suzuka does indeed make some sense. I didn't actually realise this car does run in the Sport GT Icons class, which does mean we've got some pretty interesting cars on field. Just let me make sure this is set up correctly. Yes, we have 23 Drivetrains. I am running some mods. Unfortunately, I've got no back of the pack or any equivalent to that, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to start the race and then pull over. We're going for a rolling start apparently. I forgot to turn that off, but doesn't really matter. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to pull to the side and let everyone go past us, and then we're going to go ahead and compete upwards for positions. Alright, taking our Nismo for a stroll. There is already a big old accident through there. Apparently everyone's being held up by an R33. Alright, good stuff. The Drivetrains are a bit stupid in this game. I don't know if limit Drivetrain aggression is on or off. It should be off, but the Drivetrains sort of change their settings depending on how they're feeling, so I need to figure out where we're making peak power. Because I've messed with the cams and the turbos, I don't know if the power is going to come on any differently to what it usually does. Got to remember to take it a little bit more cautiously. Right, where are we making power? That's the question. About 8,500 RPMs we seem to max out on power. 519 horsepower I believe I said was in this, so we do need to be short shifting. Probably going to shift at about 9,000 RPMs just to doubly make sure we've got all the power away. Pretty interesting class of cars this actually. I wasn't planning on making this a homologation build, but that's how it's ended up. There's actually a pretty decent amount of cars in this class. There's R33, there's a BMW Z8, a Jalpa as well, which is a car which never really got a lot of love. I think I did a rally build on one of those in Horizon 3 and it was really very good, very fun. Got to take some of the more interesting cars. That's the whole point of these race builds. If you've never seen one of my race builds before, it basically I'd take a car which is something I find interesting or an underrated car or something like that, and I'll just go ahead build it up to a class, or in this case to homologation, and we'll just sort of see how well it copes, whether it's a viable race car or not. I'm going to get into the habit of doing these. Of course I was doing them before when Forza 7 first came out, and then it just sort of dropped off doing them because I was focusing on other parts of the game, Top Gear laps, etc, etc. But now I aim to do at least one of these a week, if not two. So yeah, I've got a list of cars which I can build up. I'm sure that'll grow when we get DLC and stuff. I do love Forza 7. I have been playing a fair amount of it as well. I'm like level 380 or something, so that should give you an idea that yes, I have been playing this game. Do not worry. I haven't dropped out of it or anything. I know Forza Top Gear Laps comes out a little bit more irregularly than it did before, but yes, have no fear. I'm still playing Forza 7. I still absolutely love this game. I think it's fantastic. A lot of criticism aimed at this game, but I don't really care. I like it, so... And to be fair, most of the criticism comes from multiplayer issues, which I can't comment on because I don't play multiplayer in racing games, because Well, why do you think? Really? Anyways, I'm going to see if we can get past this 996. Yeah, actually, this isn't a terrible handling car. A little bit of oversteer on the way out, but it's not terrible or anything. Try and dive on this Viper. A little bit of a hasty move, should we say. Of course, I'm an okay driver. I do have a few issues with spatial awareness and reactions, though, so that is something that you should probably bear in mind whenever you're watching me race. There we go. Got a little bit of a slide going on. Coming out that corner, we are up into 11th on lap 2, so going to try and aim for pole position, of course. Alternatively, podium would be nice. Usually these race builds are relatively successful. You know, there are the odd ones which really do not turn out well. This does not seem to be one of them. It actually seems to be a pretty alright car. Let's see if we can... Oh hey, it's another person called Azza. Well, there you go, Azza. You're not the only Azza in the world. Who would have known? I can't actually remember what his game tag is. Anyways, we did get past the 300ZX, coming up behind a TVR Sagaris. See what I mean? This GT Reborn class is a very interesting class. A lot of weird vehicles rolling around in here. Again, just got to remember to short shift it. That's sort of the key with the GT-R LM, is to always short shift, because otherwise you just, like, you can sort of see it as soon as I get to 9k, I just sort of start losing a lot of power, a lot of forward momentum, because there's just nothing really more for the car to give, so that is a bit of a shame. Gonna get a little bit of a slide coming out of there, but nothing extraordinary. I'm not hugely excellent at Suzuka. Suzuka's a track which I'm sort of growing to like a little bit more. I'm happy to see it back in Forza 7, because of course it does provide a little bit more variety. But as a genuine rule of thumb, I'm not fantastically good at this track. I can hold my own. I mean, I am advancing positions. Not quite as fast as I would like to be, though. I sort of want to get into that top group of Drivetrains. One of my favourite overtaking places there, because I made the dive on the Viper earlier, but those two places right there, especially on Gran Turismo 4, I used to absolutely love those areas for overtaking. Not particularly good at Suzuka, but I was a lot quicker than the AI through those sectors. I really hate... Ooh, sorry R34, that was all my fault. I hate that sort of sweeping corner there. Or sorry, the really sharp corner. A lot of times gone sideways on that corner. If you watch my Forza 2 playthrough, I think I did a lot of issues at Suzuka there. Right. The next car I've got to be sure not to rough up, which is the 575, because favourite Ferrari in the world. Yes. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the variety in this class. You know, running 24 Drivetrains, usually you'll just get like a bunch of the same vehicle, and that's why I sort of try not to run it sometimes. But like the only way you can really avoid repetitive cars is to run class-based events, and even those sometimes you can get a lot of overlap. But in this class, no, I don't really see a lot of the same vehicle, which is good. Yeah, a little bit of a run out. Yeah, I to be honest with you, could really do with four-wheel drive traction just getting out of some of these corners at Suzuka. My straight line speed seems to be pretty decent though. I will say this is one of those rare times where I've actually seemed to have built a balanced car, which is nice. Usually my cars either go to incredible amounts of handling, but not a lot of speed, or not so good through the corners, and not a whole lot of speed. I don't usually build a car which is actually good in a straight line, just because of the way I build cars. I build them more to be biased towards grip, because I think grip is more important than speed half the time, although Top Gear laps often doesn't disprove that theory, at least at Top Gear. You know, I'm not really sure what's worth more around that track, handling or speed. I'd say you really do need a balance of both. But, I mean, you know, we see cars like the Aerial Atom do well, but at the same time, It's not exactly like cars like the Hennessy Venom do particularly badly. That Ferrari, I completely bollocks that up for him. But never mind, he's only an AI, he doesn't matter. I wouldn't be racing like this online, I assure you. Right. See if we can actually take that corner well. Yeah, I'm just slow out there. You can see how much quicker the drive tires are. It's probably because I try and take a tight line through that corner and try and get on the power immediately, while I'm assuming the best way to do it is to take it a little bit more tactfully, maybe, you know, avoiding the curbs and so on, going around the outside. Completely bollocks that. The car sounds like a proper race car, which is awesome. Of course, I believe this has got the race bred twin turbo in it. In case you're actually wondering some real life information on this car, I think there's 1 or 2 in the real world. There is not a lot of these things. Basically built as homologation cars. So Nissan could go racing in... I have no idea where they'd go racing in. I mean, I know some people, I should probably ask before I film this, but yeah, as far as I'm aware, these are homologation cars. Very cool looking things as well. I love the, this one's probably got to be a bit banged up now, yeah. But I love the, like the wide body kit, pretty much that these cars have. They're really awesome cars. And again, if you've played Gran Turismo, you're probably all aware of this car. Coming up behind, is that a 288 GTO? Ah, cool. There's quite a lot of Ferraris in this race then, because we had an F3555, which I smashed into a tyre wall, and then we've got a 288 GTO, which I'm trying... Yeah, these corners don't ever treat me well. They are quite tricky corners, which is, you know, you sort of first look at them and you're like, oh, they'll be easy, and it's actually, like, there's quite a interesting way to go around it. Right, there we go. Back on the power again, try not to get too much of the arse end out. Right, I'm going to get the 288 through, hopefully my favourite overtaking spot, or at least I'm going to get right up on him. Yeah, a little bit too far off to get him, but not so far off that it was completely pointless. I might be able to dive up the inside going into this corner, perhaps. Ooh. Or maybe not. Still not far off it. He's got a lot of acceleration in that thing, to be fair. Although my acceleration isn't too shabby either. I think I'm going to aim for 3rd in this race, because I don't think I'm going to quite dislodge the man in front. Ooh. Try and get a dive on him. Try not to completely destroy a gazillion quid Ferrari. Yeah, you've got acceleration on me, buddy, but I have more. Aha! Still side by side. And pull in front of him, there we go. Right. I'm not sure what that is ahead of me. Ooh, don't want to do that. Let's just quickly rewind that one, because, yeah, that was my stupidity. Well, I just hate the fact that they put tyre walls everywhere on this track. Taking the old Gran Turismo 4 line again, which is to completely miss out that corner. Alright, we got another 575. He is the man in 3rd place. I said I'm aiming for 3rd. I might even possibly able to get 2nd. I think 2nd's got an NSX. NSX is an extremely quick car, but you never know. Might just say Sonic and go for it. Alright, lap number 6. We have the Ferrari in front of us. Let's try and ease her down again. Alright. Gotta try and take this a little bit more consistently. Oh, it's an NSX in front, and then there's a Corvette. C4 by the looks of it. Again, whether it is the NSX or the C4, both of those are magnificently quick cars. C4 Corvette is a handling revelation, believe it or not. That car is excellent to drive. I have no idea as to why. Yeah, it actually looks like I might be able to get past this Ferrari pretty easily. Corvette might have gone wide there, which might have opened him up for attack. Right, I'm going to get on the inside of you, through here. There we go. Didn't even hit him. How good am I? Right, Corvette. Let's see if we can grab this Corvette on the final lap. Shame none of these cars are running liveries, because it would have been kind of cool to be racing against some other sort of old race car liveries, but never mind. Not sure if the C4 whacked the brakes on there, or if it's just the lighting making it look like his brake lights were on. The brake lights are definitely on now. This car has decent enough brakes. I would kind of like better brakes. But then again, I still want every car to have amazing brakes, and of course not all of them do, so... that Ferrari has got more straight line speed than I have. The Corvette's actually pulling away as well, ironically enough. Right. A little bit brakes. A little bit daring through that corner. Right, I kind of want to get this Corvette. Can I get him down here? That's the question. Gonna take the cheeky corner cut. I don't know if I've been taking cheeky corner cut all along, to be honest with you. I think that's just how I naturally drive Suzuka. I don't look like I'm close enough to get the Corvette though, unfortunately. Maybe if I got a little bit of a better run out of those final corners, I might have been able to catch that Vet, but never mind. I will take third place though. That's pretty good, especially for a pack of 24 cars. Yeah, can't say particularly disappointed with my Nissan from all of that. Anyways, let's collect our rewards. I did put some mods on. I may as well earn some credits while I'm doing this. Of course, I do need to buy every car in the game eventually, so that is all I'm sort of collecting credits, if you will. Yeah, of course NSX1, but we do get on pole position, which is nice. We actually earned a decent amount of money from all of that as well. 156k, which is good. We'll probably get a decent amount of XP as well. Alright, I'm not going to take the T-Po this time. I'll probably take something else. Ooh. I do want that P1 GT-R though. I will happily take that P1 GT-R. I think I might actually need that for an upcoming video at some point. But yeah, there you go. That was the GT-R LM build. Not a terrible one actually, as it turns out. So if you do want to sort of emulate this build, I guess you could. I could upload it for you, although I think I've said I'll do that in the past and then never has done. Nismo GT-R Supporters Association, Club Le Mans. Yeah, really interesting car. I do recommend reading up on this car and everything about it. It's a pretty interesting vehicle. Certainly one that you don't see every day. But that is it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. If there's cars you'd like to see me cover for the race builds here in Forza Motorsport 7, do let me know. I do have a list, but I will be happy to add to it. So thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, friends, farewell.